French Stewart and the godfather of soul, James Brown.
You are old, but you look great.
I feel good.
Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher.
Gentlemen, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
Thank you, folks. All right, thank you very much. We have a stellar panel today. She is a fine actress, comedian, and the executive producer of Showtime's Rude Awakening, Thursdays at 10. Andrea Abbatte, right over here. Hey.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. A shining light of the Independence Party, yes, sir. He is the inimitable governor of Minnesota and the author of this new book, Do I Stand Alone? Governor Jesse Ventura. Governor.
Hi, Bill. How are you? Hi, Andrea. How are you? Nice to see you.
All right. He is the star of the E-movie Murder at the Cannes Film Festival and an alien on Third Rock from the Sun, premiering October 24th at 8:30. Mr. French Stewart. Yes, sir. Good to see you, everybody.
Great. Good. How are you?
And this is a special thrill to have this guy here. A music legend. His CD is The Best of James Brown. His DVD is James Brown Live from the House of Blues. His very own magazine is The Truth, the godfather of soul, James Brown. Thanks. How you doing? All right. Well, looks like you have really...
I feel good.
Isn't that great? All you have to do is show up and you cause that kind of excitement.
Well, I don't know. It's just great, though.
Yeah, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye. Okay, but we also have the governor. You know about the governor, right?
I think he's fantastic.
I think he's fantastic, too.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, he doesn't dress like any governor I ever saw.
But it's from a great state, though.
He's from a great state, Minnesota?
Yes, I love Minnesota. I was very close to the great Hubert Humphrey.
Hubert Humphrey?
Very good friend of mine.
Really?
Wow.
Bill, though, I do wear suits when
I know
when
you
it's
do.
called for.
But
This is L.A.
Right. Right.
I wear a suit and I'm bumping into furniture for a living.
I saw you backstage. You are bigger than your bodyguards. So
Yeah.
that's unusual.
I think it's a great transition as governor, though. As governor, I think he's fantastic.
Okay, and you know he was a former Navy SEAL. You know that.
Yeah.
Really?
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
He was,
No, I didn't know that.
oh, yeah,
Vietnam
this guy...
That's an honor. That's an honor. That's an honor.
And,
That's an honor.
and I don't know if you know, Godfather, what's going on in the military these days. But, you know, the military used to be just for horny Neanderthals. I like that military. And
That's what you're calling me, Bill?
Yes.
A horny Neanderthal?
Well, a former horny Neanderthal.
A very big horny Neanderthal.
You've gone on from that.
The artist formerly known as Horny Neanderthal.
Very good.
Who also lives in Minnesota.
Sweet.
What you're saying then is Rudy was a horny Neanderthal for 45 years,
Yes,
3 months?
that's true.
Okay.
So, but you know, nowadays the military has become sort of a social engineering experiment for gays and women. The latest example is this: the Navy is replacing all their urinals in the fleet, every bathroom on every ship, with a gender-neutral commode called the stainless sanitary space system. Only the military can come up with a name like that, right?
Yeah, but be sure civilians designed it.
Yeah, I exactly right. And it sort of begs the question, I mean, is the military really for making things equal like we do in civilian life, or does the military have a very special purpose, which is to periodically kill foreigners so they get the message, don't try to take our stuff?
You know what? If I was a guy, 2 years floating around the Baltic Sea on a submarine, I'd do anything to get some women down there. Change the toilets, put up curtains, put in a Bloomingdale. Get down here.
Yeah, but... yeah.
Make Ryan movies, you know.
Get some funky music.
That's right.
Well, Bill, obviously, I'm the only one here that served who can answer that then.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, okay.
we didn't need women down there because naturally you'd pull into Subic Bay periodically.
Sure.
And in the Philippines. And
Yeah.
in a 1 mile stretch of road, there was 350 bars and 10,000 girls every night.
Where did you take
So
the
it
bait?
makes you more,
People are clapping for
it makes you more appreciative when you're without. And then, of course, you...
And many of them
Are
were
with.
so horny. Isn't that...
And all you had to do is buy them a Honda.
Right.
You know, I actually don't think that, I mean, this is personally not to be funny, but I don't think there should be women in the military. I think they're sexually distracting. I know I am. I mean, Bill, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's...
Since I'm under, isn't it hard?
That is the point.
Dressed like that
Yeah.
on a sub, you
What
could
I'm
be
saying?
sexually distracting.
Okay.
But almost anywhere a woman is sexually distracting. The USS Arcadia went to the Persian Gulf. 10% of the women came back pregnant. Had to be airlifted off the ship. What were you going to
Wow.
say to the... You were going to say something, Godfather?
I was just admiring what you were talking about. But I think...
Well, I thank you.
I think it's great to have women in service. I think it's great.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
To have women... then they want to put them on a submarine. Don't you think men and women can't be in that close quarters without having a little sex machine action going on?
Get on up!
Yeah. I mean, of all people, you should know.
Well, I had a choice. I had a chance to go to Vietnam, you know.
Really?
And
What division?
Well, I wasn't in service. I went to entertain, you know.
I see.
My father was in service there, and he was in the Navy. And it was really unbelievable. I was performing, you know. I thought, I'm doing Sex Machine. Everybody should be getting into it, and they weren't moving. So I said, what should I do here? So I jumped off the stage with a mic in my hand, and I jumped into water with a mic in my hand. And the water was up here, you know. But I tell you, it's anything to make them feel good over there. I mean, I think it's very important, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
if you're going to serve our country, I mean, shouldn't you be given, you know, an environment that allows you to do that with dignity? I mean, that's what I think. I mean, you know, I mean, if they, why should a woman have to squat in a bucket, you know, when she's, you know, when she's serving this country?
But French, if they take the urinals out, then there are going to be complaints.
You know what? Most guys
You know,
I know
everybody
don't even
know-
use urinals. They pee on bushes. We could pull out the urinals, put in some bushes. The guys could pee on those, and the girls could squat behind it.
I think what it really comes down to, it's a male-female thing. You know, in the military, you should be able to write your name in the snow.
That's what I
Go
was
to
saying.
Minneapolis. Go to Minneapolis. There's plenty of snow there. Plenty of snow. Believe me. Believe me.
I'm sure you've written your name all over it.
Okay, we have to take a break. We will be right back. Al Gore is attempting to win the votes of seniors, as you know, by telling, last week, he said arthritis medicine costs less for his dog than for his mother-in-law. And now, that's true, now Bush is accusing him of distorting the fact, and today Gore blamed the dog. He said, the bitch set me up.
Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher.
Bulgarian weightlifter is the latest Olympian to be stripped of his medal for drug use at the Olympics. Officials said today they could tell he was whacked out on something because, one, his urinalysis, and two, the way he was defending his marriage to Bobby Brown. So okay, Mr. Brown, I call him Godfather, but I know you like Mr. Brown.
I Godfather.
Oh, you like Godfather?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I knew you did, and your people Everybody has to
And
have
Mr.
people.
Brown.
Yeah, call him Mr. Brown. I know. See, I spent a little time with
They
him.
want to make me old.
Yeah.
They want to make you what?
Old.
Old, right. You know what? You are old, but you look great. You do. I tell you something. I saw him at the House of Blues the other night, and you were jumping around that stage like you were 44.
Ha!
Okay, so I'm listening to your record. Of course, I listen to all your records. And this one has a cut on it called America's My Home, which I thought it was apropos. It's sort of a talking record.
Yes.
Because we're talking about the military. And we were talking last week about whether America's the greatest country in the world. And I couldn't help but notice a thing in the paper the other day. They list countries by corruption. What's the most corrupt country? You know, we're not at the top of the list, but we're not at the bottom either. We're like 15. And we're not at the top of health care. And I would make a case that we're not at the top in freedom or maturity either. So I'm not leaving America either, but I'm just saying all this stuff about we're the greatest country in the world, it is just talk. We don't really ever measure it against other countries, do we?
Oh,
I
we
disagree.
are. We absolutely are. We've golfed on the moon. We created jazz and basketball and...
We've got the Godfather.
and
Who
we're
else
moving
is
in the
that?
right direction.
Yeah.
We're moving in a direction...
Yeah. No, we're the best.
But, you know,
I mean, I think we're honestly moving in a direction toward trying to be kinder to our people and trying to, I mean, what else can you ask for?
that's pretty anecdotal. We golfed on the moon, we have James Brown.
And we also have a pro wrestler elected governor.
Yeah.
Where else in the world could that happen?
Hey, you know what? We also have a guy running for president who was on Oprah the other day, and she asked him, what is the public's biggest misconception of you? He said, that I'm running on my daddy's name. That's a misconception? Does anybody think that this guy would be in this position if it wasn't for his daddy?
Oh, I personally do.
Yeah, but
You do?
Al Gore?
No.
Oh, you mean, oh, Bush. No, I don't know. No,
Well, him
I don't.
too, sort of.
Well, no, but Al Gore doesn't count. Al Gore, I mean, regardless of what you feel about Al Gore, he's spent a lifetime working towards this job.
Yes,
Everything he's done has moved him in the direction of putting him in the place where he is.
Yes.
You know, Bush, while he seems like a delightful fellow,
But
I want to get
French. Wasn't our country formed upon serving and going back to what you used to do? Most of these guys don't have what they used to do.
well, but the thing
Because
is,
they're serving
well, yeah,
for 40 years.
But if you've got somebody who says, "Hey, I'm an outsider," you know, I mean, if it were, let's say it were the world of doctors, and some guy came in and said, "Hey, I'm not a doctor. I work in miniature golf. I'm an outsider. I'm not like these guys. I'm going to operate on you."
Wait. We're a citizen government.
Yeah, I know.
Our government was designed for regular citizens to come forward and serve, regardless if they're an electrician, a plumber, whatever, to bring their ideas and common sense, and then when they're done, go back to what they used to do.
Absolutely.
And that we don't have today.
Yeah, but the thing is that, I mean, you know, you're looking at a guy who served his country, then he was a journalist, he's been to school, he raises a family. I mean, he's a citizen, and he seems to me to be yeah.
We need to get it all over with. We need to get it all over with and go back and start looking out for these young kids and get them some direction so they have a way and a place in life.
That is true.
Well, listen. I mean, I think somebody like Ralph Nader is obviously a great man. But as far as being in a position to operate his way through a very complex system, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, and
that's the problem. They've made it complex.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
My job in Minnesota today and what I'm working at is simplifying it, making it so any of us four can understand.
But you can't just put that on them. I mean, the citizenry has asked for a certain thing. I mean, they want somebody who looks good on camera, and they want somebody
You're saying he doesn't look good on camera?
No,
He
he's
looks
a
pretty good on camera.
listen, he's a
more
good-looking man
credits
to the
than the other
point that
politicians.
I'm a little bit.
I'm going to run today.
Yes.
I look good on camera.
What part? That would be the party. What party are you affiliated with? A party, Godfather?
I know both parties. Everybody starts...
Whoa, don't say both, because he's part of a third.
Well, everybody starts as a Democrat and then they wind up being a Republican. Now they want to reform, so...
I'm not reform either.
He's independence now.
That's a very good...
I got an idea. Let's get rid of all the parties. And let's let everybody run as an individual on their merits rather than... Because what you had, we had a state rep this year, Republican, first time elected, who's quitting after 1 2-year term, and her quote was, "I was tired of checking my conscience in at the door." Because what happens today is they come in with good intentions, but these two parties put them right in line, and they're told how to vote because it's a power struggle between the two parties.
That's true.
And that's what it's all about.
Okay. Well said. We have to take another break. We will come right back.
Join us tomorrow when our guest will be actor and comedian Gilbert Gottfried, actress Gail O'Grady, from WorldNetDaily.com Rebecca Hagelin, and psychologist Dr. Brad Blanton.
Her lesbian lover have broken up, and well, they say it's an amicable split, and by amicable I mean that neither one of them took ecstasy and knocked on a stranger's door in the middle of nowhere. So. Okay, here is the governor's book. I loved reading this stuff in here like I loved your interview because you keep it real. And I don't agree with everything. One of the things you say is in schools, you were talking about young kids and what we can do for them. You think maybe there should be somebody placed in the school, Governor, who's packing heat, who they don't know about, so that if there's trouble, so you explain that.
Well, what I said, and first it got taken out of context. They said he wants to arm janitors. No. What I said was, we should have a licensed police officer who poses as a janitor where no one knows, maybe just the principal. Every day he sweeps, throws trash out, does all that. And the reason I say that is because if you look today, what do we value more, our kids or our money? Because if you walk in the bank, your money is guarded 24 hours a day by armed guards. Yet you have schools that any terrorist or psycho knows is unprotected. And they can walk right in there. And my view, Bill, was that you have a trained police officer that maybe only the principal knows who is a janitor, all the kids know him as a janitor,
but then he'd have
he or
to
she
do
or whatever.
the janitor job.
Sure he would.
I don't know.
Explain to me then, what do you do? When a terrorist is a coward, and a terrorist picks out a target of least resistance, how easy? Schools. They're the natural target. The natural target.
On all the other days that no violence is happening in that school, you've got this special armed person who's ready to do something, and they're like, hey, James Bond, someone puked in the gym. He's...
Go help clean it up.
Okay.
It's impossible for the teachers to be teaching and not be protected. Ain't no way you can get protection and then get it in there. We need that.
Yeah. Okay.
We need that. We need that. We need that.
I know you don't mess around.
No.
I've seen you fine your band. Did you ever see? I saw him once. If the band is not doing exactly what they should, he'll be saying $50.
Right away.
Is that right?
That's right.
I saw you do it.
Right.
$50.
When you go to see a show, you want to see the show well put together and everything's happening, you know. And the cat sitting up there, what he's got his axe in his hand, and he don't want to do nothing. He need to read the truth and find out what's going on.
This is my ticket right here. This is my ticket. Yeah, this is you too. I vote for this, yeah. I vote for you.
I think it's a great idea.
There you go.
I think it's a great idea. What part would Bill play? Bill?
Yeah.
You don't want me near your ticket.
If I'm president.
Why? Because, like what that magazine says, I have said too many things that would disqualify.
That doesn't. No, Bill. So
oh,
have
come
I.
on. And
So
you caught hell for what you said about religion, just the same way I did, except I'm not in office.
But
that was the gutsiest thing I've ever heard a politician say.
You'll make a good vice president for me.
And the point I make is always, don't judge me necessarily by what I say, judge me by what I do.
Yes.
But that's the thing, is that, you know, and people sense, you know, that he's real, that he's not, that he doesn't have 8 people around teaching him how to be real. They smell that he's a genuine person and that he's thought these things out, and that's what they crave.
And the public is always underestimated with that. They said the same thing about this show. They've done focus groups where they find out that about 14% agree with me most of the time. But they don't hold it against me because they know I'm not lying. It's what I believe, and it's the
well,
same
that's what
thing
I
with
like
you.
about, yes, that's right.
And if they would just give the people that kind of confidence.
But that's my problem, is that I am a butt-kissing lackey. And so
But a very talented
But
one.
yes, an extremely talented one.
We got to take another break. We'll be right back.
I told my doctor when
All right, the dream ticket of Ventura and Brown is now going around the country getting your votes. Gilbert Gottfried tomorrow with Gail O'Grady, Rebecca Hedgelin, and Dr. Brad Blanton.